I'm Nina.
I might look like Nina, but I'm Jessie.
This is the panic button. Remember how I said, or if you're new here, you didn't know, but remember how I said that Pride was going to be worse this year? Well, I was right. And if you didn't know that because you're new here, then you need to like and subscribe to this channel and join our memberships for early access to our videos and special perks.
Maybe go back and watch a few.
You could do that too.
Slacker, where have you been? Thanks for clicking, though. I'm a little salty sometimes. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to lighten the mood. Oh, no.
Lighten the mood?
You to Pride today?
It's a fun event.
Fun event?
Yeah.
And how do you identify kind of within the community?
I'm not into labels, really.
Not into labels?
Yeah.
More so just kind of like an ally, just come here and hang out,
Yeah.
things like that?
Or, yeah, whatever. I mean, yeah,
Okay.
but definitely a nudist.
Didn't I tell you? Didn't I fucking tell you that nudists have invaded?
Yes,
I literally said that before we started filming.
that's why he's not wearing any clothes.
Nudists have invaded. It has nothing to do with gays and lesbians and bisexuals and transsexuals at all. We got invaded, ma'am.
What are you doing here? I don't really like
labels. You're a straight guy
You
who likes to be
wanna walk
naked in
around
front of
naked
people.
Because you like
You're
weird.
nasty.
And an artist.
Okay, so you see, I imagine you probably see a lot of the online discourse when videos like this come out of Pride events with nude people around. You know,
Yeah.
there's kids at a lot of these events. What's your opinion on that? You know, should nudity kind of be more welcoming around kids? What do you think?
Yes, because none of the crybabies and Karens who complain about it can ever explain exactly.
You had the bar up, and I was okay.
I told you we're going to react to uncensored.
Yeah, but you had...
I told you we're going to react to uncensored, and I censored it for YouTube.
I understand that you...
I'm sorry you have to see penis, but this is what children have to see. YouTube censors us because YouTube says kids can't watch naked people, but Pride says children can watch all the naked people they want. So you have to see naked people because I had to see naked people, and so did these kids.
I think it's disgusting. Furthermore, you had the little play button bar up. She had the little play button bar up, okay? And as you can tell from this, right at the bottom is where the most exposure is happening. I can't imagine seeing it in public.
Yeah, this is how I know real lesbians aren't at Pride, because no lesbian in her right mind who is sane would go to a Pride knowing that there are penises just flapping about.
At first, like, it's because when someone's, like, covered and naked, it's not as bad. Like, you don't see it, but oh my god, it's so startling.
How a child is harmed by seeing a human body, and every study that's been done on the subject shows that it's not harmful. And
Whoa, what study are you talking about, sir? Are you talking about Kinsey studies where they were actually doing nasty stuff to freaking babies?
I would
Are
like
you
to...
serious?
I will quote the left and say, I'd like to see your articles. I don't want to see those other articles, though, so please put some clothing on.
children who grow up with it are actually more well-adjusted.
So people with like nudist parents, things like
Yeah.
that, more well-adjusted.
Because I was around naked people, I'm better adjusted.
No, he said children around naked people are better adjusted. What
yeah.
kind of psych?
That's like-
PDs, these are PDs. Now, when I say PDs, I mean but because YouTube censors everything, unlike Pride, I have to say PDs. So when I say PDs, I mean
I forgot what I was going to say. This is disgusting.
it just gets worse.
Yeah.
Obviously, you were just nude before you threw that on. A lot of people are nude here today. What's your opinion on that? Do you think it's damaging to kids, or do you think it really has no effect?
I think that kids are born naked, and that as long as there's not any kind of sexuality added to it, that it's just nude. That's all it is. And so that's why I'm nude. I did it out of like, because there was a camera, but I guess
We're not worried about it.
now I'm like, I still have that little bit of where I'm from and the closed-mindedness, trying to shake that extra bit off and be more of who I am, and I still have that last minute like cover myself up, and I shouldn't have that.
Yeah.
But when it comes to kids, like
When it comes to kids, what?
it is, as long as there's not a sexuality added to it, then it's more of just comfortableness. So
Go ahead.
So I find it odd that they say they need to be comfortable with themselves, so they take off their clothes. Unless you're taking drugs, I don't know why that would make you more comfortable. Furthermore, I see what your point is. Like, if you're a mother breastfeeding her child, there's nothing wrong with that. But it's not what they're doing here.
Do you know how tall children are?
Yes, you talked
At
about
the
this.
height of where their genitals are. You
Yes.
think they're doing this willy-nilly and they're not taking that into consideration?
I'm very much on board with what your thought process is. I don't think this is okay. I don't think that this should be in the streets. It's the middle of the day. It is bright as hell out, and they're just walking around with their bait and tackle hanging. You haven't seen one woman yet, number one. These have all been men. Additionally,
And when you see the women, they're not gay.
I think that it's more like a like
Kink
a,
Fest? Like an
yeah.
outdoor dungeon?
Yes, that's what I said earlier, isn't it? It's
Outdoor
like
sex dungeon.
Yeah, because they're walking around, they're like, touch me, do stuff with me. I'm out in public. Look at my body.
I saw this one video of a woman talking about how just men are walking around with boners. I wonder why. And
they
there are
think it's
children
okay.
there. Supposed to be okay, even though children are genital height to these grown men.
If a woman did this in the middle of the day, she'd get arrested for indecent exposure.
Nikita Dragon. That's
not
a
woman.
man.
I said if a woman, not if a trans woman.
I don't know. Do you know of any women who've done this?
I'm pretty sure, like, one of the Disney girls got caught streaking. Maybe it was Amanda Bynes. Someone was running naked in
Well,
the
if
street.
only she was at Pride, she'd be fine.
Yeah, it was one of those girls was caught running naked in the street. And they got, sent to the loony bin.
This is
But
nasty.
these men can do it because it's Pride and
But
gay
it's
riots. Gay riots.
They're not gay.
It is, as long as there's not a sexuality added to it, then it's more of just comfortableness.
So what brings you all to Pride today?
I'm proud and loud.
I just love to be naked in a crowd.
I just love to party and be naked, yeah.
Didn't I fucking tell you? Didn't I tell you? This has nothing to do with LGBT. Has nothing to do with it.
Remember, like, when having your nudes leaked was a bad thing?
Remember when Me Too was a thing?
Yeah, this is sexually assaulting everyone's eyes. Everyone there.
What happened to consent? I'm just curious. Where the frick did that go?
You see, he's drinking a Bud Light, the beer of his people.
Oh, the beer of his people. He's not even freaking transgender.
No,
which I
just-
don't even believe, because that's just self-IDing into being...
Just people
But the-
take. No, Bud Light is people taking advantage of whatever these libtards let happen.
These are straight men. I don't think
But they're
they
taking
belong
advantage.
here.
No, but they're taking advantage of people who are too liberal. This is terrifying.
You see what you did.
I'm scared.
You see what you did. You let them in. Now our rights are going to be taken away. Thanks.
I don't even want to wear. I don't even want to go outside not wearing a bra, like under my shirt.
What kind of person would you have to be if you were comfortable walking around without a bra on, tits and nipples out, just exposing yourself to every man that comes by? What kind of person are you?
I'm saying even in a t-shirt, I have. To
That's
have a
what I'm
bra-
talking about.
I have to have a bra on because it's too exposing. It's like too much exposure to something that I am sexual myself with.
Right. And these people would say there's something wrong with you.
Yeah, I'm not trying to open up or like get down to my true self. I'm my true self, but I like clothes. Like that is an extension of my personality still. So like I think it's disgusting to try and boil it down to that. I think it is crude and disgusting, and I can't believe that no one's arresting them.
This isn't Pride. This is a predator's playground.
This is unsolicited dick pic walking around.
People arguing from the right, from the left about nudity in public, in front of kids. What do you guys think about that?
It's just natural. It's natural. It's good for you.
Teach your kids.
I want to scream.
Not to be too not to be too graphic. I didn't want to see it, but it caught my attention. That dude has a cock ring on, and you can block out the word cock, but he's got a cock ring on. You can't tell me it's not sexual, but have a sexual device on. That's like saying, oh, it's not sexual, but you have a pocket pussy in your hand. Walking through the streets naked. Like, it's
In front of kids.
Exactly.
Family friendly. Thanks, Newsom.
Teach your kids not to stare. It's rude.
Body freedom, that's all.
Do you think nudity is damaging to kids, or is it really no big deal?
So to me, I just think kids have to be educated. We have to be educated about this. That parents should educate their kids on the way.
On penises and on nude man walking around with the penises in their face. They just need to be educated. What does that sound like to you?
when I was a kid, the way my parents educated us with naked people was by covering our eyes. I feel like that's appropriate. This is a lot. I didn't want to see penis today. I never want to see penis. None of these men are well endowed either. They're all like small dick men trying to get us to look at their penises, and it's disgusting. To say you have to educate kids on that, like, it reminds me of Jessica Yaviv trying to talk to girls about putting tampons in.
I can't.
So why you said that they end up talking to cops at one point?
How they were created over here. They should learn about, like, both of different genders over here. Like, you have male gender and a female gender over here. So, and that's the thing. And also, it's just the kids need to learn about, like, how they're created. It's just like, hey, you go to when you take a shower naked, that you go to the bathroom, you're half naked. And if you look at Michelangelo, one time they had a thing where they complained about Michelangelo, and it's just a statue. It never hurt anybody at all. It didn't do any harm to anybody.
No, naked men don't hurt children at all. What kind of psychobabble bullshit is that?
What he just said is Michelangelo didn't, like, the statue didn't do any harm to anyone.
It's not a human being who's a freaking PD.
You're not a statue. It's one thing to say...
You're a freaking predator, man!
It's one thing to say that's a statue of a beautiful woman that they crafted in the 1200s. It's a whole different thing to have you walking around in 2024 with your schlong out. It's a completely different thing.
This is how PDs get around They tell the mom, because the woman is way more easily manipulated, this kind of and the dumb bitch believes it because women are easily manipulated. That's why so many women support this kind of nonsense.
Your kid needs to be educated.
By seeing my naked What the
What do these people do for work? I'm curious. How do you comfortably stand in front of a camera like this and expect to show up at your job?
They collect disability because they're all mentally ill.
That's probably the truth.
So nudity doesn't really harm the kids psychologically at all at a young age?
To me, I just think as long as they get proper counseling, if they get proper counseling.
Also, just want to say, none of these motherfuckers have kids. None.
This man just said that we need to expose children to naked people, and then followed up by saying, well, if they get the proper counseling.
Are you fucking serious?
That's what you said.
I know. Are you fucking serious?
It's like, let me emotionally scar your children, and then you have to pay for the therapy bills.
The studies? There are studies. All you have to do is look them up.
Talk to your kid's therapist, I'm telling you.
Studies on children being exposed to sex way too early, what it does to their fucking brain.
This is terrible.
People who are touting the nonsense that there are studies shown that exposing children to sex early is mentally healing and helpful for them is a bunch of baloney.
I'm just so scared to look at the screen.
The devil exists.
Yeah, and it's on your computer screen right now.
Absolutely.
Counseling over here, and also, like, if they're told about what nudity is and then why people do it for, I think that would be the best best way right there.
So what brings you to Pride today?
We can't even get through these videos because it's just like the they're saying is so evil.
But why, sir? Why do you do it? Because that seems to be our question. Why?
Because
why do you want to be naked in front of children for a reason that's not just exposing yourself to children?
There is none.
Exactly.
There is none.
Exactly. That's the reason. But they need to tell the kids the reason these people are naked. Keep it in the dungeon.
Well, we were actually nearby. We saw the company at the Orpheum Theater, the Broadway show.
Okay, and the second question for you. I don't know if you've seen it yet. You have a lot of nude men, nude women, fully in the nude walking around.
Yeah.
I've done a lot of interviews with them, asking, is it potentially damaging to kids to see? What's your opinion on it? Is it appropriate for children to kind of see fully nude men?
Well, I know it makes my 9-year-old uncomfortable. She's like voiced it to me. But they actually wanted to come back into the Pride Parade area to come and see if the playground was open. Because they love this playground, so they weren't too uncomfortable.
What? There's a fucking playground around a whole bunch of naked men?
Like,
Jesus, how do you not want to scream when you see this?
She's like, do you want to go back and see the naked men? And the kids are like, no. And she goes, but what about if we go to the park? Would you walk past the naked men for that? And the kid's like, she just convinced her kids to walk past naked men.
She wants to just hand them over to the PDs. That's what she wants to do. Here, take them all.
She said her 9-year-old was uncomfortable.
That's how I feel about this nonsense. Evil. I wish there was a word that we could use that wouldn't get us demonetized on YouTube.
It's demonic.
If only YouTube was Pride, we can get away with everything.
Comfortable to want to come back here and see it.
But in the end, they just want to go to the playground, right?
Yeah, and they have burnt their eyes, but they did discuss it. You had something to say about someone was wearing something, right?
They were wearing a cape and a Star Wars helmet, but nothing else.
Nothing else? How did that make you feel?
Grossed out.
Grossed out? Yeah.
But yet, we left the parade but came back because they wanted to go to the playground. So I think
They didn't want to see naked men! Don't you understand this child is trying to tell you, without making you upset, that this is really f***ing with them and you don't get it, do you little... Oh, this makes me mad.
Yeah, instead of taking her kids to like a different park, she made them walk past naked men. Made her kids feel grossed out. I just think it's so sad. These poor kids. These poor kids. We don't want to do it.
they'll survive.
What brings you all to Pride?
Ecstasy.
Papa, did you hear what that f***ing said? They'll survive. You have no f***ing idea what you just did to your f***ing kids.
Freedom and dancing.
Expressing ourselves.
So how do you all identify within the community?
I'm non-binary.
I mean, so I'm pans. I grew up, I thought I was straight, and eventually talking to people and experiencing things, I kind of learned I was pans, and so...
I'm sorry. You're just a whore. You're
Ecstasy.
straight, okay? Because gays, we've known since we were young. We weren't gay kids. We grew in to figure out our sexuality, but we always knew. This is different. This is what we call straight people inserting themselves because they're boring with no hobbies and nothing interesting about them except for the fact that they identify as non-binary.
This guy's probably on drugs. That's why he's dancing around right now with his penis out.
Yeah, exactly.
I just want to feel the people around me. It's like, keep that to yourself.
With that came like the need to be like free, and so like that's partly why I'm naked.
Part of the new thing?
Yeah, and it's fun, and I like running into my friends out here, and it's just a good vibe. It's so much better than sitting at home.
So much fun sitting at home because I have no life. No one likes me except for this freak next to me.
For you, I imagine you guys see a lot of the online discourse between the right and the left, people arguing whether nudity at Pride is okay with kids, kink at Pride is okay with kids. What's your opinion? Do you think nudity is, damaging to kids, or is there really no evidence for that?
Just in general, sex work is okay, so is being nude in public. San Francisco's kind of all...
How do you...
Oh, I'm sorry, we were asking about kids, weren't we?
How do you go right to sex work off of that?
Sex work is... You think this messes with kids? Yeah, sex work is okay. Are you talking about having sex with children? Is that what? Because that's kind of how we're connected.
That's like the craziest thing you could have said as the first thing out of your mouth after that question.
So you think this bothers children? No, sex work is okay.
What?
Oh, wait a second. Let's hear that one more time, huh?
Do you think this bothers kids? What?
What does kids have to do with sex work with you, sir?
Like, why is that the first thing on your mind? How old are you?
I wonder.
Are you 18? Am I doing something illegal watching this?
Well, Pride allows it, so it should be okay.
God.
It's kind of all about that, so...
Like, we need a place somewhere for it.
Yeah.
San Francisco's kind of like the only place where we can be kind of...
Aren't there like nude beaches you could go to or something?
Yeah,
That's
this is no place
disgusting.
for freaking children.
No, that's what I'm saying. There's nude beaches. Go there. If you want to be naked, go to the nude beach. That's
Well,
what they're
Pride
for.
is all accepting of all people.
can be kind of free and out in public. It's crazy. I mean, it's trippy being out here nude. I know there's kids that I don't really like that, but I also want them to experience this event too. So I just try to be really respectful about it. And if I see kids, I'll kind of walk the other way. It's tough. It really is.
What?
Then put on clothes.
It's tough to have children seeing me with my penis out, but, they should experience this too. Where's Trump? We need him back in office, because I can't anymore.
I can't wait to hear what the cops have to say.
It's a tough thing. Give us an 18 and over section, I like that.
Okay.
But also, we were all born this way, so why be ashamed of it?
Be proud of
Well, why not all of us just walk around f***ing naked?
Because children. I'm not that person that wants to be seen naked. So why are you saying that everyone needs to experience this? Everyone needs to be comfortable around this. I'm not.
Because they think that everyone is like them.
I mean, on God.
Nudity's fine. Like, nudity's okay. Just other people, other people,
100%.
Yeah.
So I'm a news reporter with a media company. Obviously, there's a lot of naked dudes with their dicks out and stuff around here. Is that legal in the state of San Francisco? I mean, in the state of California?
If you want to go talk to our media relations people, they'll talk to you about everything.
I have one question for you guys.
Oh my God. Looks like my ex.
Of course, Pride decided to choose the 3 queers to answer a few questions.
I'm a news reporter.
Okay.
So obviously there's a lot of nudity around here, men, women, transsexual stuff going on. and there's kids, wandering around the event. I'm not sure on San Francisco's laws or California's laws. Is it legal for nudity to be presented in front of kids?
Nudity is legal, yeah, within certain boundaries.
But then, what are the boundaries? Do you know?
Coupled with a lewd act. Yeah, anything coupled with a lewd act or anything being done for sexual gratification that involves other people. Basically.
Okay, but this event wouldn't be considered for sexual gratification.
No, if they're walking around and it's out.
Oh, because I just saw, I'm sorry. I just saw a video of a woman holding some dude's dick in her hand going like this, but not such sexual gratification, right? No, there were no blows there. No, not at all. Because, other people who have said they've seen this and footage is lying.
I don't like this.
That's right. That'd be different than if they're masturbating or if they're forcing, like flashing people.
Flashing would be aggressively taking off your clothes. If you're just naked, then it's not.
Oh, then that's fine. That's fine. What kind of fucked up laws does California have?
So if I'm in California, this is hypothetical. If I was in California and I came in slowly, naked, it's not porn. But if I came on screen, clothed, and then went, that's porn? Is that how this works?
We don't accept them. This is a divorce. I'm filing my papers.
Right, like trying to get their attention and flashing. But no.
Even with kids, it's fine to be nude as long as there's no masturbation or anything like that? Yeah. Okay. So now, how do you identify personally within the community?
I guess you'd call me cisgendered,
How do people watch this and not get so infuriated that they want to scream?
I just want to throw up, to be honest with you.
Because that's where I'm at.
I want to puke. I haven't seen one lesbian or heard one man identify as gay.
Oh. I am so angry. You have no idea.
I can't even come up with, words.
I really, really have some feelings about this.
Yeah, as one should.
Oh, shit. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Go ahead.
No, I said as one should. This is disgusting.
Straight white man.
Just kind of an ally to the community?
Yep.
Do you think nudity in front of children is a bad thing, or is there really no harm done?
Well, according to everything I've heard, that there's no evidence that there's any harm from just children seeing nudity. But then again, also, not every...
Listen, if you're listening to PD Files, they're not going to tell you harm is done because they want the children. Don't you get it?